hello everybody. Welcome back into the Miss Emily Gourmet Kitchen, episode 4. My name's David. I will show you the ins and outs of how to prepare at home the perfect pork belly, crispy skin, soft juicy center, and we're also gonna twist it up just a little bit, putting an Asian spin on a surf and turf classic. All right, so first things first, our pork belly. Look at this beauty, nice and thick, organic, free range and local. Buy the best pig, buy the best pork, whatever cut it is. Get out and support your local butcher. First things first, you can tell here that we've got a nice thick piece. It's about 3 to 4 centimeters thick. If we go out and buy a super thin piece of pork belly, we're not going to get crispy skin, okay? By the time the pork is in the oven for long enough to get crispy skin, your pork's going to be not very good, dry, overcooked, and you're not going to make many friends at your dinner table. So first things first, what we want to do is flip your pork over to skin side down, and we just want to make a few incisions like this. Okay, this is going to help our marinade soak into the flesh, get a little bit deeper than just the surface or the bottom. Just nice little gentle stabs or incisions into it. Don't be no crazy axe murder at home, or your husband or your partner's going to be a little bit scared after dinner. Chinese cooking wine here, okay, this can be bought anywhere, supermarkets. Chinese cooking wine, Shaoxing wine. We just want a little drizzle on the bottom there. Okay, we're just going to rub that in. So we've got some Chinese fire spice here: cinnamon, star anise, clove, Szechuan pepper, and fennel seeds. We're just going to pat that in. The wine, it's absorbing. The little incisions we've made, it's starting to sink into the pork itself. Flip it over there so the skin is showing now. Now this is a very, very important process. We need to make sure that the skin here is so dry, no moisture. Okay, this is the key part to having the most amazing, crackly, super crunchy fried skin on your pork belly. And then grab yourself a little knife, okay? Just a little sharp knife, it doesn't matter what size. And what we want to do is just start making some incisions ever so lightly. You can tell if you're cracking the skin, you can see little crevices starting to appear. We're just gonna, every centimeter or so, and then flip this 180 and start again going the other way. This beautiful crisscross pattern on top of the pork, and that's just gonna help the skin get so crispy and incredible. And now I want you to do something for me. I want you to put this inside your fridge uncovered for 3 days, and then we're gonna come back in 3 days' time and start roasting this, and I'll show you how to make the ultimate pork belly at home. 3 days, no cheating. You're only cheating yourself. Okay, so the magic of production here. We are 3 days later. This little bad boy has been out the back, not disturbing anyone, just relaxing, absorbing all those flavors. And I can tell you at home, this is as dry as an Egyptian's mouth. So we have achieved what we wanted to achieve. And we are now ready for the next step in our ultimate pork belly. Gently turn our pork over. We need to just incorporate a little bit of oil underneath. Just gently massage that into the flesh. Okay, make sure we get all the bottom there. Perfect. Okay, now we want to introduce a little bit of salt. We didn't introduce any salt at the start, because if it sat there for 3 days, it would have started to leach out some of that moisture in the pork. It would have kind of also started to cook it in an essence. So no salt in the beginning, but now we're going to add a little bit of fine salt on the bottom and a little bit of fresh pepper. And then we're ready to flip it back over again. Now we don't need to do much to the top at all. Again, just a little bit of oil. And we want to make sure we're getting all those little cracks and grooves and crevices. Now the top, we want to go with some sea salt flakes. Fine salt underneath and flake salt for the top. Add to the magic when we take it out of the oven. Okay, so get yourself a roasting tray now, a metal rack or an insert in your tray, because what we're going to do is pour some water in the tray just so it nearly reaches the bottom of the rack. Now what this is going to do is help to create some steam in the oven and prevent our pork belly from drying out. So let's put our pork belly now, seasoned, bottom, top, ready to go on top of our grease-proof paper. Okay, so we're ready to go into our oven now. We're going to put this pork belly into our oven for half an hour on 200 degrees. That is going to shock the skin and get it all nice and crispy and start that roasting process. And then after 30 minutes, we're going to drop the temperature back down to about 170, moderate, and finish it off there for another 30 minutes. So let's get our beautiful pork belly into the oven and watch the magic unfold in front of our eyes. Alright, now on to the surf part of our surf and turf. Our beautiful pork belly is roasting just beside us, which gives us enough time for our soft shell crab. Alright, so our little bad boys here, blue crabs, they shed their shell, and before the shell has time to grow back, that is when they're caught. So that's what makes these little bad boys soft shell crabs. Little handy hint and a bit of information for you at home. Quickly show you how to prepare them. So we just need to lift up this front bit here and pick out the gills. So pick out the gills from both sides. And then simply flip it over, and we need to just remove this little flap bit here at the back. And then we are going to cut it in half straight down the middle. All right guys, so soft shell crab has been cleaned and is in half. We have our 5-spice flavored corn flour here, ready to dredge our soft shell crab when our pork belly comes out of the oven. Let it rest, and then we're going to put this awesome Asian inspired surf and turf together. These are those special moments that us chefs absolutely die for. 3-day process, super crispy skin on the pork, and you just know after a little rest, and when we cut into this pork belly, the flesh and the meat is just going to be so tender and juicy, and I just cannot wait for that. Alright, so pork belly's resting beautifully. Now it's time to fry our soft shell crab. So you can see it's nice and evenly dredged in that 5-spice corn flour salt mixture there. We're just going to lay it away from us again. Nice hot fryer, about 180 degrees, laying away from us. And that is going to give us the most crispy, flavoursome, beautiful soft shell. You bite into it, you get that beautiful juicy crab. It's going to be amazing on top of our pork. Okay, so that's been about a minute. Nice and crispy. You can see golden colours there. The bubbles have started to subside a little bit. Okay, it's not as ferocious at the start, so that means the frying process is just about complete. So we're just going to take them out now. Look at that. So beautiful, crispy, nice and stiff, not overcooked. It's delicious. Now, this is very important. As soon as your things come out of the deep fryer, we must season, okay? Also, don't season with sea salt. It'll just fall straight off. You must have fine salt when you're seasoning out of the fryer. Very important cooking tip from me. All right, folks, so everything is beautiful and ready. Hot, soft shell crab, crispy. Pork's had a good time to rest, okay? It's important, just like our steak, chicken, fish, anything that we roast at high temperature, bring it out, let it rest, let all the juices settle, and we're ready to carve. Let's get this started now. We have just a little bit of a Asian-y inspired coleslaw. I've finally sliced some carrot, red cabbage, coriander, white cabbage, some beetroot also, okay? We're just gonna dress this nice and lightly. Got some sesame oil, 1 or 2 drops, not a lot, okay? We're gonna keep this nice and clean. We're gonna dress it with a little bit of rice wine vinegar, not too much. So we're gonna put a little bit of mayonnaise on the plate. It's gonna help everything marry together. Just a littlest drizzle of oil, okay? Again, we're keeping this nice and light. A little bit of salt, important. A little bit of cracked pepper. And we're gonna add this little seasoning mix here. It's a Japanese seasoning mix called furikake. This is a combination of sesame seeds, some dried seaweed, and also some bonito, okay? So dried tuna, dried fish, okay? Nice and crispy, nice and crunchy, fantastic texture. And it's also really pungent, okay? So a little bit goes a long way, so don't go overboard with the furikake. And also some fried shallots, okay? This is our texture part of the dish. This is gonna bring that mouthfeel, that crunch, that pop, that color to everything else. So let's dress that lightly. Okay, we just want it enough just to shine. We're not overdressing it. It's not soggy, it's nice and crispy. Last minute, and we're ready to plate. Slaw in the middle of your plate. Okay, look at that, beautiful colors. A little bit of Kewpie mayonnaise, Japanese mayonnaise. Let's just put a little bit of furikake on top of our mayonnaise. And we are ready to slice open this dreamy bit of pork. Now, if you are laying in bed, watching this next to your partner, turn the volume down because it's gonna wake him up, all right? I promise you. Okay, so as you can hear and see, our pork has just got the most insane crackling that you can ever imagine. And just panning it open, the pork is cooked perfectly, still nice and juicy. Okay, look at that. Give it a little squeeze. This is serious pork, and you can do this at home, absolutely no worries at all. All right, so let's put our Asian style surf and turf together now. Place some of that pork on top of our slaw. Beautiful Chinese 5-spice soft shell crab goes on top there. All right, folks, so you can do this at home. You can wow the absolute pants off your guests. This little showstopper, beautiful little soft shell crab on top of the best pork and crunchiest skin you will ever eat. A beautiful slaw underneath. Good Asian flavors, nice creamy Japanese mayo. Okay, it's all gonna work. We're just gonna finish it with a little bit of coriander. So we have garnished our Asian style surf and turf, okay? Something a little bit left field, something a little bit quirky. You can do this at home. There's nothing to it. Cooking is all about enjoying yourself and having that pride at the end when you put this in front of your guest or your wife or your girlfriend or your partner, and they sit down and eat that and think, holy moly, you are a gun. So thank you for watching. This is episode 4 from the Miss Emily Gourmet Kitchen. We'll see you all again soon. For everything Miss Emily Gourmet, please follow the link below. Check out our website, Facebook and Instagram.